But when it's subjective, it's personal. You're feeling different on your own, and it may not feel like you fit in anywhere, but you have a special genius or a special gift for doing something within yourself differently, whether it's thinking differently, creating differently, performing. There's some special gift within yourself, a hobby, an interest that you need to find, a quality. It's there, but sometimes it shows as a worry or anxiety. I don't fit in there. This is what I'm into. I don't fit in there. So there's also, when Uranus is below, there's a disassociation with what's out there, and my primary search for freedom has got to be within myself, education, lifestyle, whatever I'm doing, not about who I fit in, what anyone else is doing. So when it's above the horizon, the tendency is the shock is social, cultural. You're seeing the reactions to others more, and you're interreacting, and the need to be different there will come out. But that's different than just something within yourself. So you could have a social position really stable and basically, and Uranus is below the horizon. So you meet someone, you have to share, you get married, you have the kid, and but then when someone comes into your life, they're going to run across that Uranus in the personal world. And you're saying, I don't really tell that. I got married, yeah, okay, but this is how I got to live. I got to be this way. I can't fit in. So you don't know what's on that personal side. Or vice versa, you have a certain way, someone gives you a job and you realize, I can't put up with these people. I don't fit in here. What am I doing in this place? So there's a distinct of where the searching for freedom is and putting it out, or for excitement, is putting it out and then reacting to it. And here it's, I'm going to live excitedly, or I'm going to live somewhat unstable, like I got to live in a certain place. I got to get off the grid, or I got to do something. This is like more personally related. The above is more interactive. The shock and excitement comes interacting with people, peer pressures, partners. And it could be, I got to be different than my friends. Or it could be, I got to be shocking in a relationship. I don't want to be tied down. It can be that. But the Uranus is putting its energy into the above the horizon category, or the below the horizon. You've got both sides. They're all there. You got your sun above, below, rising, setting. You have each planet. It's all there, and they just add their quality to these factors. And as you put them all together, you see, I got these three planets. I got these 3 planets rising. I got these 7 planets setting. Or I got these 10 planets above. I got nothing below. You start to see these will accumulate. We're doing one at a time to really feel comfortable with it, and then and then it'll just be added on. It's another layer added on inside the house. It's going to work. It's going to be putting its 2 cents into that area of the house. So if you have your Sun and Mars somewhere that's rising, and Uranus is there too, Uranus will destabilize the Mars, but it'll still both of them will work together to personally react about how you disassociate, how you're different, how you don't fit in, or how you have to fit in and be the best or the most unique or be noticed. It's okay. So these basic 4 categories, they come back to our 4 quadrants of intuition, thinking, sensation, feeling. Now, I don't like the words so much. I really, when I'm reading intuition, it's rising, but it's subjective. It's integrating the two. So what is intuition? It's the subjective projection. Is where I'm projecting my own intuitive. What's the rationale for this? Is that real? Not. I just have intuition. I just know what's going to happen. That's my intuition. It's not about what other people think. It's my intuitive side, my interpersonal side being projected out. I got to do this. I might have seen it in a dream, or I'm motivated to do this. This is the subjective being. So that's the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st house. So when Uranus is in, when I use these 2 quadrants, the first 2 categories, to define the nature of intuition, the nature of thinking, the nature of sensation, the nature of feeling. So when you take that's the projective subjective. When you take the the thinking quadrant, you're above the horizon, objective fun. You're thinking about what you're doing, or are you thinking about what you're doing? You're into reacting, and it's rising. You're putting ideas out or not putting them out, and just putting the not thinking, or it could be good or bad thinking, and it's above. It's going to affect people. It's going to be judged based on other people. It's going to be thinking about status, position, interactions, and what you can do. So that's the quadrant rising and above. Once you go from the midheaven, when you're at the peak of status, the peak of position, then you start reacting and being sensitive to your position and who's aligning with you well and who's not. Basically, by who has the same ethics as you, who has the same financial commitments and trust as you, or who has do you want to live in a poor neighborhood? No, we want to live where everybody's at least as well off as us, or better. Who's your partner? This is what kind of partner you want, a poor partner, rich partner, a partner from the same beliefs. All of these factors are objective factors, but they're reactions. You believe in that. I don't believe in that. You want to spend our money like that? We don't want to invest like that. How are we going to invest? Or how, being together, we saved half the rent because each of us is paying more, or maybe one. All of these factors, type of partners, these are objective functional factors. They're not the business world friend social factors. It's the personal partnerships that you have and the beliefs of who attracts and who aligns with you and how you use that energy. So as people are aligning with you, or as you're aligning with people, and responding to them, that's the reactive objective. It's objective because you're not taking it personally, but you're saying this would work. We can do this together. Hey, why don't we? When it goes below the horizon, you get the feeling quadrant. So the sensation is the sensitivity to other people and how people respond to you and how you're responding to them. That's the responding side. So your status determines your relationships, and the sensations that you have and how you share things, and the costs and things involved in that. Who pays the rent? Who pays for the kids? What has to be done? All that stuff. When it goes below the horizon, it becomes subjective and setting. So it becomes, this is a review, but I'm going to just do it anyways. It becomes the setting, and below becomes subjective and reactive, like you're reacting subjectively. You hurt my feelings. You made my day. You like me? Oh, that's wonderful. I love you. You love me? Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm taking things in. I'm taking it personally. It's enough that we're married. Don't ask me to tell you I love you. But you got to tell me you love me. This is a personal thing. That personal expression, that personal reaction means so much when you get someone responding to you and reinforcing your feelings. Wow, that's incredibly important. So when we break this down again, suppose someone had the Uranus below the horizon, but it's in this need to get personal support, need to be liked, need to get good response or good feedback from people. Wow, there's an incentive to do something different so you can get a little bit more freedom for being unique and being the best or the only one, and these people know that they're doing this. It could be something as my kids will go to a different school, or I'm going to go this, but it's usually in the realms of hobbies and skills that you can do and the way that you live. There's a need to respond differently. I'm not just, so you might have everyone at the school makes a decision. No one should go to a school that doesn't have their inoculation. They don't have they have to get their needles. Well, wait a second. I don't believe in that. Why do we have to put needles that aren't even necessarily safe for our kids into our kids just to go to school? Well, then it affects insurance, all these are things above the horizon, but a personal feeling can be very strong and go very independent. So the excitement of Uranus is shock. What do you mean I have to take a needle? I'm not doing that. And but the personal reaction, I'm not going to do it. It starts from a certain point. The shock and the excitement are tied together. So until you get the excitement and the freedom from it, or the innovativeness from it, you're going to have continuously anxiety about the instability there. Until you get the catalyst. Well, that was unstable because I didn't belong there. I was meant to do this. But that's the subjective side. The intuitive side is you're putting out something. I got something shocking to say. I guess, for me, well, I got a lot of planets here, so it's not my Uranus, but I get a lot of confidence from knowing information and being able to tell people about their chart, about their things. Wow, I can project it. My Uranus is way up here in the 10th house, around the career, and I never worked for anybody. I got to do my own thing. Astrology worked perfectly for that. But in the end, astrology really is a Saturnine work. I've spent so many hours on research and doing things and thinking. My Saturn's in the 12th house, but almost all my chart is in the rising, so I've got to get this stuff out of me. It's not who am I responding to. When I do respond to someone, I project it even more. But when Uranus comes up in the thinking, it's social, functional. You're thinking about your friends, the peer pressure, the status, where you belong, where you don't belong, what you have to do to accomplish something, to gain respect. And you're going to want to do this differently. You want to do this somewhere in a shocking way, an exciting way, not necessarily a traditional way. So you might want to have your own independent business rather than work for someone, which may mean you have a smaller business, but nobody's telling you what to do. That lights me up, just the thought of that. My Uranus up in the 10th house. But it's in the thinking quadrant, thinking about it and how to make changes and make it different. In the sensation, it's the reactant side, about objective, functional, reacting. And you're reacting to other people's use of freedom and excitement, and whether it's good or bad, whether it's reinforcing you or adding to you or taking away from you or threatening you. So the instability would be instability around relationships, around business, around business. Would be a lot of changes or anxiety about what you believe in. When it finally breaks through, you can meet someone that's just really different than this is it, I'm living like this. So it's not saying you can or can't, it's just showing a predisposition to where Uranus has its realm to express itself. Okay, so let's just go along here. Okay, I'll make this a bit bigger. I think you see it when it's bigger like that. Let's see, let's put this over. Yeah, so just on my screen, I have to put it around like this because I have the screen with my image on it, which disturbs some of the factors. And then there's the grid for the webinar. So it's important to see these properly. But our first categories. So you're thinking the traditional word shock, rebellion, innovativeness, revolution, excitement, instability. There's anxiety and worry, instability. I like instability and worry, and that pushes you to do something different. If the traditional isn't going to work, I got to try something different. If I can't get a job, maybe I'll drive for Uber, and just do something myself. Like lots of things. Most artists aren't necessarily really socially functional people. Well, it's different if you're into theater or social arts, but someone who's working on a special skill and they're really going to be working on that, making themselves better, making themselves more unique, doing it, finding that excitement more personally. And working, when Saturn works, when you realize, Jupiter, that you have to work to do that. If you want to be really exceptional or exciting, you're going to have to work to get better than the average, better than the normal. That requires some extra discipline. Then disciplined freedom, disciplined independence, disciplined excitement, cautious excitement. That's not a bad factor. It's like, but uncontrolled excitement is dangerous for anyone who gets near it because it's not grounded. And this not grounding can affect your social life. It can also affect your health. And if you're being eccentric in a certain way and it's not healthy, that's going to start weakening the Saturn. That's going to start weakening the Mars. And sooner or later, it's going to affect your health.